What's up, people? This video, Angelo Carry On, Jimmy Moore teaching us from experience how to do keto right. What could Jimmy Moore have to say? I don't know, but if you have a comment or if you guys have any other YouTubers or videos you want me to take a look at, let me know. Leave me a comment.
Yeah, so my name is Jimmy Moore. I'm from Living La Vida Low Carb, and yes, Ricky Martin was relevant at one time when I made that. I've been around since 2005, a year after I lost 180 pounds on the Atkins diet. I've been in keto, pretty strong keto, since about 2012, and I experimented with it, started really doing all the testing of ketosis, and I wrote a book about that everybody knows in the community called Keto Clarity, and it's been translated in 13 languages. So I come to these events like KetoCon because more than anything, I want to connect with the people that are doing this. And so I know most of the talks because I have a very popular podcast, Living La Vida Low Carb Show. So I've talked to most of these people that are talking. What I love about events like this is you get to connect with real people at every level. I have people that have been fans for over a decade, and then people that didn't know who I was, they just met me 2 hours ago and they're already hugging my neck and saying they're friends for life. So that's kind of the beauty of all this. And then of course you get to be exposed to all these new companies that are out there. And so it's really a community experience. The initial thing is trying to figure out what does it take to...
God bless the United States. Only in America. I'm just curious what the comments are here. This guy's fat, I think. What does the Kool-Aid man know about keto? This is a fat guy. Yeah, like, who posted this and thought it would be, like, who's letting this guy represent their products, I guess? Like, if you want to represent fucking Snickers, like, okay. But why would anybody post this video and think that, like, this is, like, is this satire? Are they making fun of him somehow? Like, honestly, how fat do you have to be to, like, look at this guy and think that you should buy his book or fucking drink this meal shake? You know what I mean? Like, what is going on here? Honestly, I'm actually confused. Right? Like, the guy's, like, super fat. Who's taking this guy seriously? You lost 180 pounds. You weighed like 600 pounds. Now you're down to like 320 or something. 500 pounds, whatever. I should make a diet book, huh? I should just, like, put a little bit more work into my physique and get, like, super ripped and just, like, make all these ridiculous claims about, like, what I do. Oh, you know what? That's a great idea. But then, so the problem with this, and all right, so I ripped on him, fine. But, like, the problem with being a fitness professional is that you have to basically maintain kind of like peak physical condition all year round, right? It's just, I don't know, it's a little bit of a lifestyle change. And, like, I don't know, I like my flexibility, I like my freedom, and, like, I like to try different fitness things. I don't want to always worry that, like, if you can't, like, see the striations in my obliques, that, like, people will talk shit about me and say my diet's not good. You know, like, okay, fine, this is an extreme example. Like, homie, why don't you, like, join Planet Fitness and fucking go there every day? You know, in between your podcasts and your, like, fucking straight bacon with butter sandwich meals. I don't know, man. What's going on here? You set me up for an easy one, huh?
To get into ketosis, because a lot of people think, oh, if I just cut my carbs, I'm in ketosis. It's a lot more nuanced than that. So protein comes into play, so you have to moderate down on the protein. Fat comes into play. If you have to eat more fat to burn fat, that blows people's minds because they don't realize that the biggest fat burning element in your diet is fat. And so if you're not a sugar burner anymore, you become a fat burner, and the only way to burn fat is to eat fat. Oh my gosh, satiation is why you eat. If you eat and 1 hour later you're hungry again, guess what? You ate the wrong thing. And so that's why the fat becomes such a key element, because satiation doesn't come from carbohydrate. Carbohydrate revs up the hunger. And so then protein actually can also, in a lot of people, rev up hunger too. A lot of people think, okay, protein is so satiating, and maybe it is for some people. I say most people, they're most satiated when they have a very high fat content, meaning more than 60% of your calories coming from fat. When I say fat, I'm talking about real food-based fats. Quality fats, the better the ingredients, that's what you're looking for. Considering I wrote the first book that had keto in the title, I think we're gonna be around for a very long time.
Who would take this guy's advice about anything to do with health? Like, how is he? How is like the keto movement? Like, this is it's a joke, honestly. Like, this is why I don't take anybody who does keto seriously. I just picture in my mind everybody who does keto looks exactly like this guy. Actually looks exactly like this guy, unless like I've seen some skeleton girls that like are like keto, vegan keto or something. It's like, all right, you obviously also have a problem. But like, what is this? Like, that's why I thought this was a joke. I thought, is he like a troll? Does he not? How do you promote this as a healthy lifestyle when you're like a diabetic, 100-pound overweight blob who like has not stepped foot in the gym in God knows how long? Like, what gives you, what makes you think you have the right to talk about health at all? And that's why I said in the beginning, I was like, God bless America, because straight up in America, if you are successful at selling your message, if you sell the dream and people buy it, that's all it really comes down to, you know, which I think is why America, I love America. I think America's a great country because we believe at the end of the day that if you can sell the dream and people buy it, that's all you need. You know, all these like I don't know, all these mukbang people, all these like hot girls who fucking eat hamburgers on camera, like that's also ridiculous to me. But apparently there's hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people who watch that, who want to watch that. Okay, great, wonderful. You know, I can hate on this guy and be like, oh, he's not healthy. Oh, this is bad. Like, you know, Alan Roberts style or Swole Normus style, and be like, this is clearly not a healthy lifestyle. He should be ashamed. He's spreading the wrong message. But, you know, if people buy this and they actually buy it, good for him. You know, you're fucking taking money from stupid people. Like, good for you. Like, you deserve that money. They do not.
Paleo came around about 2010, hit its stride in 2012, 2013, and then started to wane about 2015, 16. So about a 5-year-ish period for them. I think keto, which has been about a year now, really strong, I think we're looking at 4, 5, 6, 7 years that it's going to be strong. So if you're getting into this now, you're still in the early stages of it. I wrote a book many years ago about it, but a lot of what's happening now, the innovation in products, like stated, that's what's happening right now. You're at a great place to be getting a part of the keto community, and definitely it's here to stay. There's been a lot of pretenders in this space, and as someone who's been around for 15 years and seen every incarnation of the good, the bad, and the really ugly, I'm really happy to see that there's ones that are actually listening to customer feedback. They're getting actual high fatness in the shake without using weird ingredients. You know, sometimes people are like, oh, ours is so thick and delicious, but then you look at all the things they put in it to make it do that are just, I would never put that in my mouth. So I love the integrity as part of this, and it's the kind of companies I want to unite with that use the real ingredients, that use the things that people love, and that's what I love about it the most. I just want people to enjoy cooking again. And so
I'm sorry. I honestly do not think this guy like really like cares too much what he puts in his mouth, judging by what he looks like. So why is keto so popular? In my opinion, keto is very popular because it offers a simple solution that can be summed up in one sentence, which is essentially don't eat carbs. Don't eat carbs, eat fat. That's it. And you'll go into ketosis, right? It's kind of like, I think why vegan is also, very popular for people who have issues with food, eating disorders, whatever, because it's just like, don't eat animal products. It's easy to sum up in one sentence. Paleo, which in my opinion is far superior to any of this shit, or I guess really like when I say paleo, I mean like, I guess you could call it like the CrossFit nutrition, the CrossFit recommendations for nutrition, which is basically paleo with a little bit of carbs depending on how hard you're training. That's what it is. And what is paleo, by the way? It basically means eat natural food, don't eat shitty unprocessed or shitty processed food. That's paleo. Like, eat what was around in the Paleolithic era. Fine. It's not exactly like that. 'Cause it was like fucking 300 million years ago or something. Like, were there cows back then? I don't think so. But you know, basically eat food that, let's call it the nuclear diet or the apocalypse diet. Like, if there was a nuclear apocalypse, could you eat it? No. Then don't fucking eat it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So there's that. And like paleo, you have to be like I don't know, that's slightly harder to explain, I guess, which is why maybe it's less popular, or maybe because it's only popular with people who actually take their health seriously and are not looking to like fake their way into what they think will be an improvement in their health by buying fucking meal replacement shakes. What a joke. Anyway.
If you enjoy cooking, you're going to cook with bone broth, you're going to use real food. Maybe you'll have your own backyard chickens, maybe you'll have your own garden, and all these things, it's real food. I think we've lost in our nation our palate for what real food is. And so you just start eating it again. So to answer your question, really any food that nourishes, if I can eat something and then not be hungry for 10, 12, 14 hours, guess what? That was a damn good meal. I think we overcomplicate it. I think sometimes people say, well, I'm not getting 1.5 or higher in my blood ketones, therefore I'm a failure. And so you tie all your success or failure on your keto to a number on a meter. Keep in mind, those are just tools to show you where you're at. So at the end of the day, what you're trying to do is get results. So how do you feel? So if I could impart knowledge on people about keto, listen to how your body feels, and that will not go lead you astray. So that's one thing. I think another thing is don't forget about the effects of the other macronutrients besides carbs. So people know to cut carbs, but they don't think about, oh yeah, I have to replace those carbs with fat. Adding more fat to the diet has been a game changer for so many people, and moderating down on protein, the same thing. I've gotten probably more people have commented about Keto Clarity of they had no idea that protein in excess would cause problems for them. Again, not everybody, but for a lot of people. And so that would be a big one. Just pay attention to how your body feels with the higher fat. You're gonna feel so much better. And then the last one is don't guess, test. If you're guessing that, oh, I'm in keto.
So these are not, I guess, bad recommendations, but like, why would you take any advice from somebody who looks like this? Like this guy, what does he probably weigh now? Like he looks pretty tall. I don't know, I'm gonna say like 260, 260-ish, 270 maybe. He's a good like 80 pounds overweight, easily. Does not look like a healthy individual. And if you look at this guy and you're like, wow, he looks great, I wish I looked like that, like you're fucking, I don't want to say you're hopeless, but like, I don't know. I'm just, I don't know. Like why, like what's actually wrong with you? Like you think you just need to eat a bunch of fat because ketosis? Like how use your brain. Okay. Actually use your brain. How about this? Why don't you look at people who have nice bodies, who are fit? And this is not directed at the person who told me to watch this video. This is like people who do keto, think keto's good, blah, blah, blah. Ketosis is basically for fat people like this who are looking for shortcuts, is really what it is. They're like, well, how can I lose weight and still eat, unhealthy foods, traditionally unhealthy foods? Oh, I know, I'll do keto. I'll eat a bunch of bacon and fucking, I don't know, how are they upping their fat so much? They just eat a bunch of peanut butter or what? I don't know. I don't like keto. I think it's stupid. I think it's not for athletes or anybody who trains reasonably hard. It's pretty much, I've only seen fat people who do keto, and I guess Thomas DeLauer, but the guy's on fucking testosterone replacement therapy. So like, that's not really, if you can't do it without hormones, then can you really do it? I don't know. I'm not impressed. But again, like I said, this is not necessarily bad advice. Like test. Okay, that's good. But don't test your fucking keto strips, like what you eat or don't eat to get into keto faster. Who the fuck cares about that? You're gonna fucking show people your fucking piss strips like when you go outside? No, of course not. You're gonna show them your body. If your body looks like shit and you have the best keto strips in the world, they're like dark purple, who the fuck cares? You still look like shit. So what does it matter? What's your goal here? I guess that's, now that I think about it, the problem with keto is that people seem to make their goal with keto to get into ketosis, when what their goal really should be is to stop looking like a fat blob and fucking change their body and start looking better.
Ketosis or my blood sugar's okay. How do you really know unless you're testing? And so you have to get a glucometer. They're so stupid easy, cheap now. Get one of those. You can get a Keto Mojo blood ketone meter. You can test your blood ketones. Those are really the gold standard of knowing how you're doing. Test your blood glucose, your blood ketones, and then you know where you stand. You don't have to do it forever. Do it for probably like day night for 30 days. That's 60 strips. And then oh, when I feel this way, I know my blood sugar is maybe 90. When I feel this way, my blood ketone is 1.1. And you'll get to that level. I did it day and night, every hour on the hour, some days for one whole year. I'm pretty in touch with where I'm at in my glucose and my blood ketones. My contribution to this community not only is the interviewing of all the experts, but I distill the information down. So I'm a real, not nerdy kind of guy.
What did he say just now? He's like, you need to buy a glucometer or whatever because you need to measure this. What did he say? Like that's the barometer for success or something like that. No mention of like what you look like in the mirror. or like improving what you actually, your body composition. No mention of that. Has not mentioned exercise or the gym at all in this entire talk. I like, how can anybody take this keto shit seriously? Like, really, how can anybody take it seriously? Like, why make it so difficult? Like, you got to buy a fucking special machine to test your blood sugar. What is your actual goal here, right? Is your goal to lose weight while still eating shitty food, or while still eating food that gives you that momentary feeling of pleasure? Is that your goal? Because that seems to be the goal for anybody who keto appeals to them. Or is your goal to actually like lose weight and have a nice body and improve your life permanently by way of improving your health through healthier habits? Like going to the gym. I think keto's retarded. How about eating healthy foods only, not fucking fake meal replacement shakes?
I can talk nerdy with the doctors, but I think talking to real people in real everyday language, I can sit here and beta-hydroxybutyrate you to death, but at the end of the day, if you don't know what that means, you're gonna tune out. So my job in this community is to translate it. So I've written a lot of books that are very translatable, very understandable. Keto Clarity is what I'm most known for. Sold 300,000 copies worldwide, 13 languages. So I just want people to always be engaged in their own health. And so let me help you with that. livinlavidalowcarb.com is my website. I'm happy to help complete strangers every single day. Please let me help you.
Wow, what a joke. Yeah, honestly, like if anybody gives this guy their money and they buy all this shit, like fine, I understand, like your heart's in the right place, like I guess you're trying, maybe you just were misled, you made the wrong decision, but it doesn't have to be this. Just use common sense, you know? Is that crazy for me to say? It just seems so obvious. Like, I don't know. I can't even give my recommendations anymore. Like, this is just retarded. He's an avid speaker. Yeah, he seems very avid. Let's just look up his website. Livin La Vida Low Carb. Let's see what he looks like now. Jimmy Moore 2019. There's a brand new 2019 Jimmy Moore. Yeah. I don't know. Like obviously, like people. That's what I don't understand. Like, who's actually going to take this guy's advice? Like, if you're dumb enough to listen to this guy, then you deserve to have your money taken from you, and you deserve to be fat and unhealthy. And like, what do you expect? Like, send your money to me. Like, just send it to me. Don't send it to Jimmy. Just give it to me. Link in the description. Okay, thank you for telling me to do this video. If you guys have any other recommendations for videos or YouTubers you want me to take a look at, let me know. Leave me a comment. Peace.